Greetings, fellow Earthlings. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I know, it's been a while. Hey there, Vanny Fancy. Haven't seen you all in quite a bit. Haven't been on stream for quite a bit. And we have quite a bit to talk about today. Today's episode will be interesting, to say the least. We're here to talk about a lot of stuff, but first of all, I hope everyone's been doing well, whether you're on stream or off stream, or whether you watch this as a pre-recorded video later on YouTube. Some news from Twitch today. We found out that we are now allowed to use multi-stream chats on screen, which is a huge development. Like the CEO of Twitch himself came out and announced it. So yeah, I haven't done that yet, but because I don't think it's necessary as of yet, but I will implement it eventually. I have to find the right, the right plugin for that. But I feel that is secondary. Now, what's on the menu today? Today we are going to play, hopefully, we are going to get to play some Dragon Quest VII. But before that, we're going to examine some scenes from Final Fantasy VII, both the original and the remake, because, well, there's been some issues, and I'll go into them soon. There's been quite a bit of stuff happening behind the scenes, or maybe in front of the scenes too. Stuff that maybe you saw, maybe you were involved in, I don't know. I don't know who's watching, I don't know who's participating. Alright. Okay. Almost got caught up in another song there. Alright, so let's switch to this screen. And this screen is what you see there, hi everyone, is my Twitter profile. So what happened yesterday is, well, there's this other streamer, very popular. He's risen to popularity really quickly because he's playing the OG Final Fantasy, and he's experiencing it after playing both Remake and Rebirth, and now he's gone back and he's playing the OG for the very first time, and he's reached the point where Sephiroth reveals the truth to Cloud about what happened in Nibelheim, about how he wasn't there, or Sephiroth tells him he wasn't there, which we all know that eventually it is revealed that he was actually there. He just wasn't running around with, a soldier outfit or a buster sword, that was actually spoilers. There's going to be heavy spoilers if you haven't played the OG Final Fantasy VII, and if you haven't, if you're waiting to play the third part of the remake trilogy, there will be some spoilers here. But yeah. So when Sephiroth reveals the truth, that's the scene he was at, and that player got shocked. He was like, "Oh my god, the entire time Cloud wasn't even there." And I posted a comment underneath and I said that, yes, and this is something that Tifa could have helped. This is a crisis that Tifa could have helped avert. This is something that Tifa could have prevented, just by simply having a conversation. And, I was playing around yesterday. I made a funny tweet about, an alternative Final Fantasy VII ending where Cloud is talking to everyone in Calm at the hotel in Calm, and he says, "I was on a mission 5 years ago in Nibelheim." And Tifa interrupts him at that moment, and she says, "Hang on, no, you weren't. I don't remember you being there." And, that pretty much ends the game, because that could literally, if she stops him at that moment, she interrupts him, that could literally end the entire game. Of course, a lot of people have very high opinions. They're very opinionated, to say the least, about Final Fantasy VII, which is considered, especially the original, it has a sacred place in gaming history, and I'll agree to that. It's a very popular game. It's almost reached mythological proportions when we're talking about the gaming industry, right? So I posted this, and then I posted the other comment in that other streamer's thread, and that led to this happening. Endless comments about, you're wrong, and she tried to tell him, and Genova stopped it, and all that, and people coming at me with other people blocking me, other people insulting me, other people, stopping the conversation, saying that, oh, you're dumb, you're not listening to reason, and all this over a fictional product, right? Which, again, can be interpreted in numerous ways. So I thought, you know what? Let's take some minutes of stream today to go into the events in both the original and Rebirth and Remake, to point out why and how Tifa not telling Cloud the truth for whatever reason, right? I don't care about the reason. I'm just pointing out that this is a fact, right? Tifa did not say the truth to Cloud. Tifa chose to keep the truth, or her version of the truth, from Cloud. So we'll see how that keeps Cloud from going deeper and deeper into his own psychosis, and allowing Sephiroth to manipulate Cloud, and allowing him to keep him as his own little personal puppet, and how Cloud goes deeper and deeper within that belief that he's a member of Soldier, and how all of this. Okay, so we're going to start with Rebirth. This is literally not the first scene, but it's one of the first scenes of Rebirth.
All right, then. Seeing as we've got the time, want to tell the rest of us about you and your buddy.
I'm not going to go too deep into it.
Sure.
I'm just going to...
If Tifa doesn't mind.
Me?
See?
Yeah, no problem.
See, he literally asks her. He literally asks her in this moment if Tifa doesn't mind. And she has the opportunity in this moment to say, yeah, maybe not. Even then she could have stopped him. But of course, not that would have done much. But Cloud respects Tifa's opinion. Cloud has her as a priority in his mind. So at any point, Tifa could have said to him throughout this story that, this isn't right. What you're saying isn't right.
It all started 5 years ago. I was 16 at the time.
Yes, this is right.
Back then, and the little there was boring as hell.
See, literally, this point, he says that there was hardly any work for soldiers. He wasn't in Soldier. Literally, Tifa, pop in and say, Cloud, you were never in... You weren't a soldier. You were never a soldier. But anyway, okay, let's say that maybe she doesn't have that fact 100%. Maybe, he was in Soldier, but he was somewhere else. Okay.
My heart wasn't in it. Then, out of nowhere, the job of a lifetime.
Okay, job of a
A
lifetime.
mission.
Mission with Sephiroth, okay. Maybe he was going somewhere else.
I couldn't believe my luck.
Okay, he's not going to Nibel. Okay, let's skip past all this. Okay, we skipped a bit too much.
Oh, I'll be telling everyone how I welcome the great Sephiroth to town till the day.
Let's see, let's find a moment.
Danger. Drive.
Sorry if it's a bit jaggy or whatever.
Join us for some
Whole bunch of cats.
Ever since
By the way, this is from Source Spy, so if you want to check out this playthrough, head over to his channel.
Since,
Look,
most of them had to do with you.
you worked out with everyone?
look, she's asking him. She's asking him a question. And he's like,
Just for a bit.
Could you keep up?
she's even laughing about the fact that she's laughing about it makes it even worse. And again, let me point out this one fact. I am not hating on Tifa. I'm just saying the one fact that I'm saying is that this makes it difficult to like Tifa as a character in both Remake and Rebirth if you've played the original game, because because she's not being straight up with Cloud. She's sitting there laughing about a fact that this guy is mentally ill, right? He's mentally ill. He's not putting pieces together. He's not putting it straight. He doesn't have things straight in his mind. And she's laughing at it. She's laughing about it. She's having a jiggle.
Ever since we heard a survey team was coming.
All right, cats, yeah, okay. What else do we have? Maya Zander.
The humble. She'll go.
See, like he spoke to, what's his name?
Got anything to say for yourself?
I didn't know.
Sorry, it's glitchy. I'm fast forwarding a bit too much. Even Aerith isn't on it.
Didn't really notice at the time, but looking back, all the signs were.
But again, Aerith can be excused because like, she's not that close with Cloud. She literally just met Cloud. Like, if you would put it in real world time, she must have known Cloud about a week, right? But
there. From the moment we arrived, Sephiroth just wasn't himself.
oh yeah, look who's talking. Hello. All right, here we go.
But looking back, all the. Where's the harm in that?
Wait, here we go. Look,
Sure am.
Pumpkin.
here she is. Look.
Good morning, sir.
So Cloud's telling her story.
Tifa? You're our guide?
I
Tifa's
sure am.
our guide.
You can ask anyone around here. I'm the best there is.
At this point, like if you're someone's childhood friend and you see them telling a story like this, I don't care if they're sick, I don't care what, like if you interrupt them and you tell them, look mate, you don't have your facts straight, you weren't there, I didn't see you there, I did not speak to you there, I spoke to Cloud, I spoke to Zack there. Again, I understand how this is an important narrative plot point, and that if literally if Tifa says this to Cloud, the whole plot falls apart, right? So because Cloud gets his mind back together and he's like, oh yeah, hang on, I was the guy in the other uniform. So then he gets his mind back together. He might be a bit ashamed that like, oh, hang on, why am I wearing these clothes? Why am I walking around with a Buster Sword? And then he puts, or maybe he might go into a coma like he does in Medill and all that. I don't care. I don't understand. It doesn't matter what would happen after that. I'm just pointing, the one and only fact that I'm pointing out here is that Tifa should have told him. And that's the one reason why, I've said that I find it difficult to like her as a character during the course of events of Remake and Rebirth. I understand that she wants to keep Cloud close. I understand that she's a caring character, and that's the one flaw that Sephiroth exploits, Oh, haha, you didn't tell Cloud the truth, so now he's got an identity crisis, so I can do whatever I want with these memories. I can play, puppet with these memories, or give him the runaround. And eventually, when he does find out the truth from Sephiroth, he goes into a catatonic state because he can't handle it. It all becomes too much for him. The shame, the disappointment, the reality, it all falls onto his head like too suddenly. And he falls into a catatonic state and becomes, he falls into a vegetative state, as we see in Medill, which is something that Tifa feels guilty about. And it's not just this. All right, we're going to explore some other things in Remake as well. Oh no, hang on. Yeah, let's check this out. Again, from Source Spy. Scorpion Sentinel, Visions. Special Summon, would it be this? Home Sweet Slum. No. No, not yet. Helping Tifa? I think this would be it. Okay, let's see.
Our next stop is Stargazer Heights. Landlady's a client. Good friend of Avalanche, so be nice.
See,
Please.
look, they're together, they're chatting. She could have brought it up at any time that, like, hey, do you still remember what happened in Nibelheim?
King?
That I do it. Big sword, but no skills.
I've got skills.
I
Be
got
nice.
skills. You got skills.
I'm doing my best.
You're looking
See,
awfully
she's
glum.
taking care of him, and she's being very protective
A good
of
long
him.
rest to cure anything, I tell you.
Or is it?
Thank
It's a
you
bit
very
down the
much.
line.
Seeing as we're done with our rounds and you've got a small fortune now, why not take a gander at the weapons?
Well,
Take a gander.
when will Barrett be back with the rest?
Before we open up tonight. It'll be a while yet, so... What do you want to do?
Don't.
Let's take care of this real quick, okay?
Sure.
Come over when you're done.
There's another scene somewhere here. Yeah. Let's take a look at
So...
Tifa and what she
after you
says.
left the village... I let you off the hook before, back at the hall, but not
Okay.
this time.
I was trying to find that scene where they were in the hall. But anyway.
Well, when we were kids, everybody wanted to be a soldier, right?
Yeah, I remember they were on the news every day during the war.
Yeah, okay.
Thing is, by the time I finally made it in, they didn't need heroes anymore. It was nothing like what we dreamt of. It was just working for Shinra. Just...
I'm sorry. I know it's a touchy subject.
Not exactly small talk. Especially with someone you haven't seen in a while.
I get it.
Mm-hmm. And?
Still, it's kind of funny. Us going our separate ways, thinking that must be it. That we'd never meet again. And then here, of all places, we do. You know what? We should totally celebrate.
She wants
Let's
to
dress up and hit the town.
She wants to celebrate. She wants to celebrate with a guy who's mentally unwell. Like, I understand wanting to make him feel better, wanting to make him forget everything, but come on. Like, she knows the guy's not well. She knows what they've both been through. Well, actually, she knows that he's talking rubbish. She knows that he's not a member of Soldier. So why is she continuing? This is what makes it difficult for me to like Tifa in these games, right? She knows what's going on. She could have prevented a lot of stuff. Like, if in this moment where it's the two of them, there's no one else in the room, she could have slowly and you see Cloudy's fine, right? Okay, yeah, Genova cells and all that. But if she slowly breached the topic of Nibelheim and saw his reactions, to it, like, okay, he's getting headaches, he can't talk about it, he can't go into it and all that. Okay, talk about it again. And if it keeps happening, maybe call a medical professional, maybe do something like that. But the fact that she just let him go on with these delusions that he's a big war hero and all that, he was someone on equal footing with Sephiroth when he was just a little boy from Nibelheim trying to create his big illusion into a reality and never even made it. It's, again, it's difficult. And see, here's a cherry on the cake. Let's see. All right, now we're going to... which one should we watch? Let's watch this one. Whoa. Okay, now we're going to have to find that section. Let's hope it's easy. Okay, I think this is it. Searching, searching. What's this? Something's going on here. Mimic greens? No. Where's Cloud? Oh, shop, shop, shop. Alright. No, no chocobos, come on. What's the matter? You look lonely. Oh, poor pup. What? What about those mysterious blue eyes? Tifa, what? Okay, let's go through this section again. Again, spoilers for part 3. What did you just say? That young man you were talking about. A villager found him on the coast up ahead, about a week ago, I think. Poor kid. I bet he drifted in from somewhere really far away. Cloud! It must be! It's Cloud! We've found him at last. I'm so happy it's Vincent there. Great choice. Tuaru FEX. Where is he? Is he safe? Where is he? He's up ahead, at the clinic. He's alive! Cloud's alive! Okay, this part might be muted, so I'm going to turn it down. Don't want it to go mute on the stream. Well, on the VOD, actually. I just want to see what she says. Cloud? Although, I don't think so. Anyway, we'll see. I'm sorry, but I heard a friend of mine is being treated here. A friend? Oh, the young man. Your friend is in the next room, but I must warn you, he... Here? Excuse me. Cloud? Oh, Cloud, I'm so glad you're okay. Blech. Cloud? Blah. What's wrong, Cloud? Cloud, what's happened to you? Marco poisoning. A severe case, I'm sorry to say. It appears that this young man has been exposed to extreme levels of Marco energy for a prolonged period of time. It's unlikely that he has any idea who or where he is. Poor fella, he probably can't even hear you. His mind is elsewhere. Someplace far away, where no one's ever been, all alone. No. You're kidding, right? Cloud. Shall we excuse ourselves a moment? Let's wait outside. Alright, let's see what she says. I'm curious. Why? Why did this have to happen? Please, Cloud, answer me. Tell me you can see me, that you can hear me, please. I made it this far. I want to believe the memories we share are real. It can't be happening. It's just too cruel. Oh, Cloud, I... Hey, Doc, is Cloud going to get better? As I said, he has Mako poisoning. I've never seen a case this bad. Mako energy holds a vast amount of knowledge, and it all poured into his head in an instant. An ordinary person wouldn't have stood a chance. It's a miracle he's still alive. You don't say. I mean, he fell headfirst into the live stream. But remember, a glimmer of hope can be found anywhere. You mustn't give up. Anyway, okay, let's fast forward a bit. Sorry I made you worry. There's something I need to tell you. This might be obvious, but I want to stay by his side. Yes, you must trust your instincts. Yeah, you gotta be true to yourself. I'm sorry, and now of all times. Do not concern yourself. We shall return at a later time. Take care of Cloud. Hang in there, Tifa. Yeah. Very well then. We shall reboard the High Wind. Okay. So that was that scene where you can see her obvious guilt about what happened to Cloud. Let's go back here. Sky Mountain. Love that music, by the way. Here comes Sephiroth. How are your recommendations today? Ah, good. We who carry Genova cells. And who is this master? Why, Sephiroth, of course. There he is. Doing. Boop. Boot to the head. Woohoo! Okay, we don't care about this fight. No, none of this. Come on, none of this matters. Next video. Part 26, part 27. Genova cells. Yep. I get it now. That's what all this has been all about. Genova's becoming whole again. The reunion. Not Sephiroth? You mean all this time it wasn't Sephiroth we were following? Nope. I'll explain later. Right now the only thing that matters is beating Sephiroth. But Sephiroth... He's here. The real Sephiroth is just beyond here. He's utterly without mercy, both wicked and cruel. But that incredible willpower of his has to emanate from deep within the planet's wound. Got Black Materia. Black Materia is back in our hands. Not for long. Now all we have to do is defeat Sephiroth, and that'll be the end of it. We'd better not take that thing any further. We should let someone else hold on to it. Okay, so he gives it to Red. Give the Black Materia to Red 13? You want me to take care of the Black Materia? Okay, I understand. Don't give it to anyone. I'm counting on you. Move along. Let's go and find Sephiroth. We're going in first. Everyone come in later. I'll protect the Black Materia no matter what. Okay, saving. More fights, come on. What is this? What's happening? Calm down, Tifa. Sephiroth is near. Anything could happen. And here we go. This is a truth that both Sephiroth and Tifa know. Nibelheim. Why Nibelheim? This is freaky. Really freaky. This is an illusion created by Sephiroth. Is it that? He's trying to confuse us. One thing I wonder, did Sephiroth actually know that Cloud was there? Did he know that Cloud was the guy in the regular, not soldier, but in the regular Shinra uniform? That's the one thing I'm wondering. Anyway, it'll be alright. As long as we know it's an illusion, there's nothing to be afraid of. Let's keep moving. Yeah, you're right. The yeah, you're right kills me. It's like, yeah, it's fine. It'll be fine. There's Sephiroth. Alright, let's go. And who's that? That's not Cloud. Stop, Sephiroth. This is stupid. Yeah, see, the funny thing is, even looking at it, Cloud doesn't believe it. So even if she had told him, he would probably still be in denial. But at least it would have prevented all of this, right? This would never have happened. He wouldn't be able to do that because Cloud would have been like, yeah, I know, I'm the guy on the right. Duh. And he probably would have gotten rid of that outfit too. He'd probably be too ashamed to wear it if, like, Tifa told him, or he would have gone into a catatonic state, or he would have gotten sick, or maybe Genova wouldn't let him find out the truth. I don't know. I don't know what would have happened. But the thing is that Tifa standing there in shame or in fear or in shock or not wanting Sephiroth to do all this, that wouldn't have happened because Tifa would have gotten that load off her own chest and would have been like, you know what? I've told Cloud the truth. Cloud knows. He has the information. I did what I had to do. My part, my obligation is done. That's why I'm saying that it is so difficult to like Tifa in Remake and Rebirth. I don't want to live in an illusion. Take me back to the real world. Cloud, and she's still trying to convince him of the lie. Please don't get worked up over it. Why are you still lying to him? That's what I don't understand. She carries this lie so far. She carries this lie so far ahead that eventually even she starts to believe it. Or she doesn't want Cloud to know the truth at all. So she gives Sephiroth another weapon, basically. What's next? Just stop it. I don't think it was this bad. This is what it looked like 5 years ago. But whoever comes out of the Shinra mansion, it won't be me. It's just going to be another meaningless illusion. See? Didn't I tell you? I find it so hard not to blame Tifa for all of this. And if you actually watch this and you're like, oh, okay, it's Sephiroth's fault. Sephiroth created all of this. Well, then I think that you may have a bit of an obsession over Tifa. My opinion, of course. But you might have a bit of an unhealthy obsession over Tifa. Like, yes, I hear your excuse. I hear the excuses that, oh, look, she wanted to take care of Cloud. She was afraid of what might have happened to Cloud. She didn't know what to do. She didn't know any better. 1,000 things. But still, none of that changes the fact that for this situation to happen, for Sephiroth to be able to create the situation, Tifa is partially responsible. She's largely responsible because she knew what had happened and she did not tell Cloud. I don't know how clearer I can be on this. So Tifa knows who that guy is. Tifa knows who Zack is. I don't want to watch this. Cloud, don't look. All of this, it's... And I remember after playing the OG a second or third time, I started getting upset at Tifa. Because I'm like, why would you hide this from your best friend? What's wrong, Tifa? I told you before, right? As long as we know it's an illusion, there's no need to worry. But see, when Cloud starts seeing Tifa believing it, that's when he loses... Hey, are you okay? All right, it's all an illusion. It looks pretty real. I love Yuffie's. Sephiroth, I know you're listening. I know what you're trying to say. Nibelheim, 5 years ago. That I wasn't there? That's it, isn't it? I see you finally understand. These illusions you want me to believe, they're all just to confuse me, right? But even making me see those things won't change anything. I remember it all. The heat of the flames, the pain, my heartache. Oh, is that so? You are a puppet. You have no heart. You cannot feel pain. And thus, how can your memories hold any meaning? The world I have shown you is the truth. Illusions are what you yourself created. He's right! Cloud. What? Tifa has nothing to say on that. Do you understand? I don't want to understand. But I have to ask you one thing. Why? Why are you doing this? Uh-oh. I want to restore your true self. The one who handed me the Black Materia. Who could have imagined that a failed creation would prove the most useful? Hojo will be less than pleased when he finds out, I'm sure. Hojo? What does he have to do with me? You were... Yes, it was 5 years ago. Nibelheim was enveloped in flames. Soon after, you were created by Hojo. A puppet made from the astonishing life force of Genova cells, Hojo's work, and the power of Mako. An incomplete Sephiroth copy, not even given a number. That is your reality. Tifa's not even interjecting. Cloud, don't listen to him. Okay, don't listen to him. What should I listen to? Cover your ears, close your eyes. She's so desperate. What's wrong, Tifa? This doesn't affect me. I wasn't even listening. Created by Hojo? It's a lie. Don't we both share that memory? The one from our childhood? That beautiful starry night? Tifa. Has the seed of doubt been planted, I wonder? Shall I open up your heart to everyone? You don't look very well. Tifa, is Sephiroth right? What are you so afraid of? If it's about me, then don't worry. It doesn't matter how confused I am. I'll never believe a word Sephiroth says. It's true there are things I don't understand about myself, and that my memory is full of little gaps. But, Tifa, you said those words, didn't you? It's been longer than I thought. I'll always cast away any doubt. I'm your childhood friend. I'm Cloud from Nibelheim. No matter how unsure I am of myself, I know that much is true. So, Tifa, don't be scared. Yeah, Tifa. I don't care what anyone else says to me. It's you that keeps me... You're wrong, Cloud. And I like that she finds this point to tell him the truth and to find some guts. You're wrong, Cloud. Now that Sephiroth's bringing it up. You had all the time in the world. About what? I'm Cloud, your childhood friend, aren't I? That's not what I mean. I can't put it into words. Try. Cloud, I need some time. Just give me a little... How much time do you need? You had years. Cloud, don't bother, Tifa. I'll explain it to you. Look, she's giving Sephiroth all the ammunition, literally. Changing one's form, voice, and mannerisms based on the memories of another is an ability granted by Genova. The Genova inside of you has merged with Tifa's memories and made you all that you are. The children from Tifa's past, for instance. Perhaps there was a boy named Cloud among them. Try not to think right now, please. Yes, Cloud, think. Cloud. Oh, how rude of me. You never had a name. Shut up, Sephiroth. You still don't understand? Well then, how about this? And here comes a nail on the coffin. She made it so easy. Do you remember the picture we had taken before we headed out to Mount Nibel? Nebel, or whatever. Tifa, you remember? But Cloud, how would he know? Now, what happened to that picture? Is this it? Do you want to see it? It came out quite well. Sephiroth is sadistic. Cloud, no! I should be in the picture. If I'm not, so what? This is just an illusionary world created by Sephiroth. Literally, she had all the time in the world. She could have shown him this picture. She I don't know, maybe she didn't keep it, but... Literally, Tifa. You had all the time in the world. Just as I thought. The pictures are fake. The truth is what I remember. 5 years ago, I came back to Nibelheim. My orders were to inspect the reactor. What reactor? The reactor. I was 16. The town hadn't changed at all. What did I do? Oh yeah. I saw my mother. I met the villagers. I went into Tifa's room. There, I played the piano. I checked the drawers. I read that letter addressed to Tifa. The next day, I went to the Mount Nibel reactor. I was really excited about it. Because that was my first mission as a first-class soldier. Huh? First-class soldier? Soldier? When did I join Soldier? How do you even join Soldier? Sorry, I find it hilarious that you didn't even stop to think about it before then. How do you even join Soldier? That is a funny question. That is a hilarious question. How do you even join Soldier? You're saying that you're a part of Soldier and you don't even know the process? No one even asked him before, how do you become a part of Soldier? Like it didn't even like happen by accident. How do you even join Soldier? Why can't I remember? I'm Yeah, that's right. I've never really worried about this before because Cloud. Let's go, Tifa. I'm alright. And after all this, let's fast forward a little bit. And don't forget the Black Materia. And this is Cloud after Tifa's actions. I'm going to say it. This is the result of Tifa's actions. Look at him. Look what he says. I don't know. This is too big for you. Leave it to me and get out of here. Leave it to you. I don't follow. This is where the reunion will take place, where everything will end and begin anew. Now he can't even hear her. So now he's fully under Sephiroth's control. Whether this could have been... Thanks, Red 13. Where's the Black Materia? Don't worry. I kept it safe. I'll take it from here. Give me the Black Materia. Are you alright, Crowd? Okay, here you go. It was pretty scary holding on to this. Someone stop him! Thank you. I shall handle the rest. Give me the Black Materia. Please, just a little longer. I don't know who says that. Thanks for everything, and I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Sorry. Especially you, Tifa. I am truly sorry. You've been so kind to me, I don't know what to say. Really? I never did live up to being Cloud. I hope you meet him again someday, Tifa. Oh, wonderful. It means that my experiment was a complete success. What number are you, huh? Where's your tattoo? Professor Hojo, I don't have a number. As I was a failure, you did not grant me one. What? You mean to tell me that the only one to make it here is a failure? Oh. Professor, a number, please. Please give me a number. Silence, you miserable failure. What is he? One of the copies I created immediately after Sephiroth died 5 years ago. Sephiroth copies are born of Genova cells, Marco, my own knowledge, skill, and talent. They are the fusion of science and the occult. I derive no pleasure from the fact that he is a failure, but he is living proof that my Genova reunion hypothesis is sound. You see, even if Genova is completely dismembered, the parts will eventually converge on a single location, restoring it to life. Genova, hence Genova's reunion. I waited patiently for the reunion. 5 years passed before the copies began to move. I thought that they would all gather in Midgar, where I was holding Genova. But I was mistaken. Genova itself began to move away from the Shinra building. Uh-oh. No internet. It crashed! Okay, it'll be back. His will has not been dispersed into the live stream. He was manipulating the copies. Yes, that's how it all started. But where were they going? That I was unable to discern. I couldn't figure it out either. This is Cloud thinking to himself. I was sure of one thing. Sephiroth would be at their destination. So I wasn't pursuing Sephiroth. I was being summoned by him. All of the anger and hatred I bore made it impossible for me to ever forget him. That was his gift to me. Sephiroth? Sephiroth, I'm here. I brought you the Black Materia. Please show yourself to me. Where are you? Sephiroth, we meet at last. Anyway, okay. So that's enough of that. I'm going to go back to Rebirth for a second. We're going to see one final video before we move on.
Get hurt. Not if you remember to do your job.
Let's see, can we find it? All right, just a little before this. It's this conversation that I want to take note of.
No.
It's this conversation. This is literally after Cloud has finished telling his story about Calm, and supposedly everyone goes to bed, right?
Hey, Aerith? You awake?
Barely. Why?
So literally after Cloud has finished telling his story about Calm, about Nibelheim and what happened there, and how he was walking around in a bloody soldier outfit alongside Sephiroth, and they were best buds and all that, and Sephiroth lost his mind and put the village on fire. This happens.
Was wondering, what's Cloud been doing these past 5 years? Where's he been?
So she's asking Aerith.
And you're asking me?
Even
this?
Aerith thinks it's strange. Why in heaven's name are you asking me this? Why don't you go and ask Cloud himself?
Just had a feeling you'd know.
Why would she know? It's not...
Probably did at one point.
Okay, yeah, say Aerith is all-knowing, you know.
All that stuff was taken from me.
And the Whispers took that knowledge from her. Still.
Maybe erased?
Why don't you ask the person themselves?
By whispers?
Doesn't matter.
Maybe that's why.
That's why what?
Why what?
This is gonna sound crazy, but as far as I know, Cloud was never in Nibelheim 5 years ago.
And why don't you go and tell him? It's literally one sentence. Even if he doesn't listen to it, even if he doesn't, whatever. This sentence here is the obligation she had as Cloud's friend to inform him, to let him know about in order to protect him. Or even if she, whatever. And what makes it even worse is that she was the person closest to Cloud. They grew up together, right? She heard Cloud going through that entire story about Nibelheim, about how he came there and all that, and how he even met Tifa and they went to the reactor together. And now she's saying, I didn't see him there. He wasn't there, right? I'm just saying, the only thing I said is if she had interrupted him, if she had told him that, you know, I don't remember seeing you there, even if he actually was there in a different outfit, right? Maybe it would have helped Cloud piece his identity before Sephiroth could get to him and tell him all that crazy stuff that, like, oh, hey, you're a puppet created by Hojo, which he isn't, right? He's a real person. He's Cloud from Nibelheim. They actually did grow up together, but Sephiroth Hojo got his bloody hands on him after the whole Nibelheim thing and experimented on him, and Cloud lost his mind. And that's literally all that happened. That's the whole story. Now, what I'm saying here is that this is justifiable. Like, I mean, it's not justifiable, but it would also collapse the story. Like, as a narrative standpoint, it stands, right? Because Tifa is caring, Tifa has a nurturing side, an overprotective side. She's been through a lot. She has been through a whole lot. So, look, even Aerith is shocked. So what I'm saying here is that she's been through a lot. She doesn't want anything else to happen. Like, she wants calm. She wants peace. That's why she doesn't want to get too mixed up in the whole avalanche stuff. But it seems like bad things keep happening to her. And what happens is she builds, how I see it, right? She builds a sort of codependent relationship with Cloud where she needs him there as someone she can rely on as well. So the fact that Cloud turns into this buff soldier warrior guy is something I think that she starts believing as well. Even though she knows deep down it's not true. It's something that she has to believe in so that she doesn't experience any more loss. She's trying to, by shielding Cloud and lying to Cloud, she's also shielding herself. She's protecting herself. She's like putting this veil over herself, even though she knows deep down that what she's doing is wrong and it could lead Cloud to harm. But, you know, and as we saw in the OG version, when Sephiroth comes in, she's like, stop it. No, don't listen. Like she's doing everything she can to block out this truth. And, you know, that's a form of, how do you say it in psychology? Anyway. But yeah, you can see that she just wants, and even in the flashback, she says it, Shinra, soldier, I'm tired of everything. I don't want any of it, you know, even if it keeps finding its way to her. So, and again, as a narrative point, it does stand, it is valid that Tifa didn't tell the truth because she was afraid of what would happen to Cloud, or, you know, and all that. And there's another scene after this I want to see, because people are saying that she did tell him, but he didn't listen. Some people are like, oh, she did tell him, but Cloud didn't listen, or Genova blocked it out. Let's see.
Cloud, you up?
I don't know. Maybe they changed it in Rebirth, and I just don't remember. Maybe she did tell him that you weren't at Nibelheim. And my memory's playing jokes on me. We're just going to watch this, and then we're going to switch to Dragon Quest.
Sorry, did I wake you?
Nope. What's going on?
Oh, it's nothing, really. There's just something I need to ask you.
Mm-hmm.
So, can we talk?
Sure.
Great.
Mm.
But not here.
Okay. Find
Follow me.
Find a place to chat. Okay. Meanwhile, his mind's already turned to mush. Some people are using this as an excuse.
Killed her. So, who is she? Or rather, what is she?
Don't forget that Tifa's already been with Cloud for quite a while before this, right? So, alright, skipping all this.
Midgar's.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think Midgar's over there?
No, I think it's on the other side.
Anyway.
There's something I need to ask you too.
Hmm?
Shoot.
Yeah?
That night, 5 years ago, at the reactor, I saw you lying there. Saw your wound and all the blood. I figured it was too late.
Yeah? Wait, what are you implying? That I died? That I'm some kind of imposter?
First of all, he didn't say that. He was asking something else. This is a Tifa hate stream.
I'm having this conversation with you, but here we are.
It's another conversation that you need to have with him, girl.
Look. My scar. That proof enough? After you left, Zangan found me. He's the one.
Why is she saying after you left? He wasn't there, and you know that. Or maybe she's talking about the fact that he was there,
who brought me to the clinic.
But she's referring to the facts as he narrated them.
Risked his life carrying me out of the reactor and down the river. Wasn't just him though. There's the doctor who operated
After
on me
you
all
left.
night, and the nurses who looked after me for days on
After
end.
Zack
I'm
left.
here now because they were there for me then. And where were you again? In
See,
fact,
she has the audacity to attack him. She has the audacity to... Tifa did everything right. Huh? Tifa did everything right. She's going at him. The guy's sick, and she's having a go at him. At this point, if you're defending this behavior, and again, I'm saying that Tifa is a badass character, like her combat system is cool, even her character is cool, but I don't know how to justify this anymore. I don't know what more I can say to people and how I can engage in conversation with people who defend it, who defend this behavior. Like, look, as I showed you earlier, I've got hundreds of comments defending this. And what's this? New notifications now. What's going on? Look, this is just from last night. Whoa. Are you serious? Wait, lunch and... oh, that's something else entirely. Yeah, I had to skip out. It was becoming too much. This is from up to two hours ago. Like... And we just went through it bit by bit by painful bit. And we've gotten to this point where Tifa's actually attacking Cloud, asking him where he was 5 years ago. Like, I don't know what else to say. I don't know how you could justify Tifa's behavior from not only keeping the truth from Cloud, even getting angry at him. And what she says later on.
Where have you been this whole time? For 5 years.
Look, she's attacking him and he's getting...
You know I can't tell you that.
Yeah, because he doesn't know. The poor guy doesn't know.
Of course you can't.
Of course you can't. Why can't you? Were you even at Nibelheim? There's... Again, I understand that if this conversation were to develop, the plot would immediately collapse. But in a real world situation like this, where Tifa is withholding information from Cloud, that's not a friend. That's not a real friend, right? Much less a potential partner. She's not only is she lying to him, but she's getting angry at him. She's twisting it on him. That's emotional manipulation.
Sorry, I just need some space.
From the sick person? From the sick guy. You need space from the sick guy. And here comes a cherry on top.
I thought we could just pick up where we left off, like nothing had changed. But I guess I was wrong.
Where did you end up?
But I guess I was wrong.
Where did you leave off? What was the point that you left off, Tifa? What is the point that you remember you left off with Cloud? Because he remembers something else entirely. I guess I was wrong. Of course you're wrong, because he remembers something else and you remember something else, but you won't, you're not telling him that. Anyway, I feel like I've wasted enough time on this. And that's when she meets him at Medial, she's, as we saw earlier, she's like, I'm staying with Cloud. It's because she carries that. Yes, she likes him, of course. She likes him. There's that attachment, they're childhood friends and all that. But she also carries that burden, that guilt, that responsibility that, like, I did this to the poor guy. I could have spoken to him. We could have spoken a bit more. We could have been, I could have been a bit more open with him. And, people are saying she doesn't trust her own memories. She trusts her memories fine. Because as you saw earlier, she spoke perfectly well about what happened to her after the incident. Look, let's go back a little bit again and re-examine what she says.
One who brought me to the clinic.
Her memories aren't fuzzy. Her memories are fine.
Wasn't just him though. There's the doctor who operated on me all night.
She remembers.
The nurses who looked after
Like
me
it was
for days
yesterday.
on end. I'm here now because they were there for me then.
She remembers. She knows who Doc Sheeran is. Jeez. I don't know. Tifa, you've done a lot of things wrong. Anyway, that's literally it. Like the proof is in the pudding, as they say. Again, Tifa's not a villain. She's not Sephiroth, right? I'm just saying that she made a mistake. She should have been upfront with Cloud from the beginning. She should have told him that, look, you weren't the one I remember in Nibelheim. It was Zack. And before you say anything about, in Remake, Aerith mentioned Zack and Cloud had an episode, it doesn't matter. That does not absolve Tifa from what she didn't do. Because as we see down the line, that allows Sephiroth to jump in. Maybe it's not. Maybe even if she had told him the truth, Sephiroth would have still been able to control him because of the Genova cells and all that. I'll accept that. I'm willing to, not willing, but it gives him greater control, because eventually Cloud loses himself in the lies and the deceit and what's real and what isn't, So if Tifa had been honest with it, maybe it would have prevented it a little bit. Maybe he would have accepted the facts about himself that, like, look, I am Cloud. I'm the Cloud who never made it into Soldier, who tried to make it into Soldier but didn't. But I'm also the Cloud who defeated Sephiroth and who was there for Tifa when she needed me. So maybe he would have had that pride about himself. Maybe, like the pride he has towards the end of the game when he actually finds out the truth about himself. He clears out all the clouds, for lack of a better term, and he goes on to the Northern Crater with the help of his friends and then defeats Sephiroth at the end of the game, when he's sure about himself, when he's sure about who he is. And he has those skills, right? The skills to use the Buster Sword or materia and all that. Those are skills that he has. That strength. So no one can take that away from him. But Tifa, you messed up. And that is literally all I'm saying. I'm just saying that makes her unlikable. That makes her difficult to like as a character because she doesn't let Cloud know the truth. She allows the situation to keep going. She allows Cloud to, even at the end of Rebirth, let's see the ending of Rebirth. That final scene. There's the ending.
Well?
Okay, yeah, she's crying about Aerith, but there's a look here. At this point, he's got full Sephiroth.
Well,
look.
Now I gotta look.
You gotta look.
But don't let it get to you.
Don't let what get to me?
It's not real. Just an illusion.
At this point, she's given up on Cloud.
Now let's go get Sephiroth. He's hiding up north.
North?
Trust me, he is. Soldier's intuition.
And look, Barrett.
Oh, yeah? Better hope you're right.
Yeah, we hear you. Look, Barrett turns to Tifa and...
Alright, fine. We trust you.
She's done. She's done.
Just remember, we got everything riding on this. And that's a load you'd best be ready to carry.
No heavy loads. We're close to capacity as it is.
Don't worry about me. I can handle it.
Is it this scene? Look, Barrett looks at Tifa. She's avoiding it. She's avoiding it. That look says it all. She's avoiding it. If that's not a look of shame or guilt, I don't know what is. She knows. She knows that I've let this go on for too long, but I don't know what to do. I've lost control of this situation. I don't know what to do anymore. Look at it. Look, Barrett's looking at her and he's like, are you sure about this? And she's like, I can't do anything. You're going to see it in part 3, how she breaks down, how she turns into pieces because of what Sephiroth says and what Sephiroth reveals about this situation. But honestly, you don't need to. If you've played the OG, right? You don't need to. Like, her responsibility, like how much she's at fault for allowing this to continue. Like, Cloud almost killed Aerith. He literally raised his sword and he was about to slash at Aerith because he was dove into that fantasy of being a part of Soldier and all that, and Sephiroth was mucking around in his brain so much. All she had to do was have a conversation with him, but she was just so afraid of what might happen. And again, I hear those excuses, I hear all that, but to me, it doesn't justify it. It's not okay, right? Because here's what happens. I'm putting it in a real world. I'm putting that situation in a real world context, right? So, you know, let's say that there's something wrong with you and you have a friend, you have a real close friend who has information about what's wrong with you, but they keep it from you. Why? Because they care about you, because they're afraid of what might happen if you find out, because it might implicate another person, because for 1,000 reasons, right? But that information is important to you. That information is of crucial importance to you. But they still don't tell you about it, right? And it leads to something big happening to you down the line. Something negative happening to you. Like, would you be able to trust them? I wouldn't. And that's why I think that Tifa is not a bad, because intentions don't matter, right? In the real world, intentions don't, and that's a phrase that's actually stuck with me a lot. Enforcing your good intentions on other people is like an act of evil. I remember hearing that in an anime, actually, and it was something that happened to me as well. It's happened to me, and I think it might have happened to everyone. You mean well. You might have the best intentions, but you do something, you try to enforce those intentions on someone else, and they don't care. What matters to them is the end result of your action, right? So I don't know what example I could give in this situation, but I think that example was the best. Like, that goes to this situation where if you knew a person who had some important information, like, I don't know, maybe it's a workplace scenario, right? Where you get along with a colleague, right? And you're in a position for a raise, and they have some info that that could help you get that raise, but they choose to hold it from you because it might not be something you'd like to hear, or you might get upset by it, and they choose to withhold it from you. And then you go to the interview and you find that because you didn't have that information, because they kept it from you, you didn't get the raise. Right? Wouldn't you be upset at them? Wouldn't you be angry at them? And eventually, if you found out from a third person that, like, oh yeah, but they knew, and you're like, they knew? I thought you were my friend. I thought you were someone I could trust in the workplace. Anyone would get upset. So the fact that Tifa knows that Cloud wasn't at Nibelheim, that's the whole thing. That's my whole issue here, and people are getting upset about it. That's literally my entire my entire thing and the whole story around this. It's just that, I could have told him. I could have just taken. I'm not hearing any of the excuses. Oh, Genova. Oh, she would have put him in a catatonic state. Oh, this would have happened. That would have happened. But are you seeing Cloud, how he's becoming when she starts talking? I'm looking at this from Tifa's point of view. She has all the time in the world to talk to Cloud about it. She doesn't. I'm not hearing anything else. I'm literally not hearing anything else. And again, I feel like I'm going over this over and over again just so people can bloody chew it up as simply as possible. I know that it doesn't stand as a narrative plot point. I know that if Tifa tells Cloud the truth and he sorts himself out, the game just falls apart, right? There is no plot after that because Sephiroth isn't able to control him. Cloud finds out who he is, so Sephiroth doesn't get the Black Materia. End of story, Credits. That was literally what my joke was all about. That was literally what my joke was. Where is it? That's literally what people got upset about. It's like, yeah, see? Cloud, I was on a mission 5 years ago in Nibelheim. Tifa, no, you weren't. End of story. That's it. The game falls apart. The game doesn't have a leg to stand on. And that's what people were so upset about. So, that's literally what I was saying. I understand that the game needs Tifa to be like that and to make those mistakes in order for the plot and for the story to be able to continue. I understand that. I get that. But I'm just saying that it's not a nice thing. Tifa's actions, no matter how you try to paint them, good, bad, it's no matter how you try to justify them, they're not good. It's not a good thing what she did to Cloud, choosing to withhold information. And that was literally all I was trying to say. And that's literally what I'm still trying to say because I know that people will still come at me on X/Twitter on this issue, on this matter. I will still try to defend this. But, I'm going to keep this 1 hour clip or whatever from this stream, and I'm just going to shove it down their throat from now on. Because if you don't want to listen to logic, to reason, then I'm not going to bother anymore. But the thing is that I'm not trying to argue with anyone, but people are taking it so personally. People are taking it so they're getting offended by it. And what I'm seeing is people are building an unhealthy relationship with imaginary characters. And I'm seeing other things like people thought I was what you call a Clareth. I don't even know what a Clareth is, and I don't want to know at this point. Or people thought I was in some sort of shipping war or something like that. I don't care about anything like that. I was just talking about the story of Final Fantasy VII. Or they were saying that I have some sort of agenda or an ulterior motive behind what I was saying. And then, it switched down to insults. It switched down to people blocking me. It switched down to, and I'm like, why can't these people just accept, maybe not accept, but discuss in a civil manner what I'm trying to say, or maybe try and see it from a different perspective. It's like, no, you don't know the game. You haven't played the game. Go play the game. Play the game. You haven't played the game. If I haven't played the game, I don't know what the characters are called, dumbass. Sorry about that, but seriously, it gets to a point where people become like, I feel like if you sort of attack, I wasn't attacking Tifa or anything, and I can't attack her because she's a fictional character. But anyway, I was sort of like making a negative remark on their favorite character, and they immediately took it as a personal attack. So they felt like they had to defend her honor, had to protect the image that they have of her, and that's why they came out in droves. Like, that's why I was having comment after comment. You're not seeing the story well. You didn't see what she did. She was protecting Cloud. She was she did try to tell him the truth, but Genova stopped him. There were so many excuses. I feel like people were trying to make excuses for this person, for this fictional character, not person, sorry. And I'm like, but mate, no, it's not like that. Look, what she did, I don't care about the intentions aside. What she did was a bad thing. And that's why she feels guilty later on. But it's an important narrative plot point. And people are like, no, it wasn't. No, you haven't played the game. No. And I'm like, but the thing is that I wasn't willing to give up on this, because the minute you back down on your own personal opinion, is the minute that you give up on your freedom of speech. And I wasn't willing to do that. And I'm still not willing to do that. If anyone comes at me with insults and all that, they can, get blocked. But if whoever wants to talk about this, I am willing to talk about this, but I'll stand my ground that Tifa is an unlikable character in both Final Fantasy VII Remake and Rebirth. Maybe in Part 3, she can be absolved of all this. Ironically, it's Sephiroth who absolves. By letting Cloud know the truth, it's Sephiroth who releases her of this huge... That's ironic, isn't it? It's Sephiroth who lets her go, lifts this huge burden off her shoulders. Isn't that ironic? I just thought of that. But yeah. Anyway, I'm done talking about this. I'm done with literally all of this. I'm signing out. And we are going to do what we came here to do, which is play some damn video games. Okay, give me a second.